100 teachers. I'm very pleased and proud that a number of our teachers are also here today. And what we have seen in our journey over the years, I would like to take a few minutes to talk about that because I want to talk about the social perspective, because sir very nicely talked about the importance of improving enrollment and reaching out to a lot of new people, which is exactly what we have been trying to do for the past 20 years as we run it as a women-led, impact-driven social enterprise. First thing is, today we have concerts happening in many countries all over the world, right? Including in metros in India like Chennai and Bangalore. The big challenge for us is not in getting performers. We all have amazing performances. We had a youngster just start off the day today with a beautiful mini concert. The challenge is in getting the audiences, right? We find that youngsters often don't have time to go to a concert, or even if they do, they have multiple priorities. Why would they come to a Carnatic concert and not to a jazz concert or go to a movie, right? So we have to make sure that we are able to broad base our audiences. We need youngsters to feel that Carnatic music is something attractive, interesting, enlightening, relaxing. It can be different things for different people. Some may come for the bhakti element, somebody may come to, understand more about ragas or composers. Each of us takes away different things from the concert. But the first important thing is we need to bring in youngsters. And online learning is a great way to engage with students who may otherwise not even attend a Carnatic class. I'm just talking purely from a practical standpoint of someone who interacts with a lot of students and their parents. Today, typically, both parents are working. They work long hours. They would love to have their child learn Carnatic music, but they don't have the time to come back from work and take the child to a music class. So as a result, if the online option is there, they are more likely to sign up for the music class and expose the child to music. And who knows, out of maybe 10, one child will be really talented, and if the parent wants to supplement it with an in-person class, they can always do that. But then the nice thing is we have these 9 children who may not become performers, but they will end up being rasikas if they are taught in a student-friendly way. So that is one big thing that we feel online learning is able to do. Secondly, we also don't talk enough about special needs students in India. They are a very important part of our society. Children with autism, children who are visually challenged, for them, and even for adult learners as a matter of fact, for them commuting, getting exposure to our traditional art forms can be very therapeutic and enriching. And online learning actually helps these students gain access to these classes from the comfort of their homes, and also we do completely customized classes. So again, what I found with online learning is that many of the so-called disadvantages can be eliminated by doing a one-to-one model, rather than trying to replicate a group class where you have 10 students in a batch and trying to teach them online. Because when we teach groups of people online, the technological disadvantages actually are quite strong, because we have to make every student sing individually. So in a 1 hour class, if you have 10 students, if each one is singing individually, they may get to sing only for 5 minutes. The other challenge could be some people try to make one student sing while the others go on mute. And that is also not a good way to make the students open up their voices and sing. So with the online method, my personal experience is that a one-on-one model where you offer a customized class for students of all ages depending on their level and aptitude works really, really well. And it also helps overcome locational barriers. And when I talk about locational barriers, I'm not necessarily talking only about NRI. In fact, during the COVID, one amazing thing we noticed in the demographic profile is that we have a lot of students now from small towns in India. Earlier, most of our students were the Indian diaspora who would reach out to us because they didn't have access to a local teacher. Now things have changed quite drastically in the post-COVID period. We have students who are from tier 2, tier 3 cities, sometimes from villages, and even in a big city like Chennai, if I go 25 kilometers away from the city, it's hard to find a good music teacher. So for those students, online learning provides a great opportunity to reach out to excellent teachers. The next social aspect I would like to talk about is for the teachers. See, one of the big challenges as we go about the process of nation building is how do we motivate and get more women to enter our workforce? Because we have a large pool of skilled women graduates in India, but an abysmally low proportion of women participation in the workforce across sectors. And part of the reason is the social and cultural norms that women often have to comply with. And one way, if women cannot go to their jobs because of their familial responsibilities, why not take the job to their homes? And again, with online teaching, that is what we have tried to do as we build our organization as a social enterprise. We identify talented artists who may not really get a lot of opportunities to share their skills or to exhibit their skills on the concert platform. We help upskill them and we place students with them, thereby giving them a great opportunity to share their skills and also earn an income stream for their families. Because I think one of the reasons, as Sir was mentioning, why are we not getting students for the arts? Because the other side is, if you are an arts graduate, what is your job opportunity? If the answer is you have amazing job opportunities, it's a market, as a business school graduate, one thing I understand is there has to be a demand for your skills. If you study something and you excel in it, but there is no demand for what you do, obviously the pool of people that are going to come to that course of study is going to be few. So we need to be smart about providing employment opportunities for music graduates. And I have tried reaching out to many academic departments in music colleges in Chennai, and I find that many of their graduates are not employable. I'm sorry to say this, but that is the harsh truth. They may have an MA or MPhil in music, and if I ask them, can you sing a Mohanam Alapana, they will tell me, ma'am, I didn't practice. I'm not ready to sing. They have these degrees, but I cannot generalize. There may be some people who are exceptionally good, but many times people are not employable. So that is a gap. And in fact, I would like to commend Jain University in Bangalore here, because I have many Jain University graduates who work in my team, and they are all exceptionally good, not only in the singing but also in the way they communicate. And when we build graduates from our universities, they need to be well-rounded individuals, not only good at music or whatever be their course of study, but also good at computer skills, soft skills, and communication skills. And again, talking about the adaptability, what we have tried to do is to build an ecosystem where our students get opportunities to perform online. We conduct music exams, again in a very customized and flexible way. We also do a lot of soft skills training, because one thing that we need to be aware of is when you learn online, many times you may never meet your teacher in person. You may be learning from that guru for 10 years, but you may never get to meet that person. So the teacher needs to be very sensitive about cultural differences between small towns, big towns, between a student growing up in India and a student growing up in America. And when we do these sensitivity training and cultural, when we do the soft skills training, I find that the delivery becomes better. We also need to be very smart as teachers about giving very accurate, precise notations, supplementing with video recordings. Most of the online software like Zoom and Skype come with an inbuilt video recorder, so we can use those things readily. Make sure that our students get 100% clarity on what we are teaching. And again, in terms of the other advantages would be the flexibility, the continuity in learning. If you relocate or your guru relocates, you don't need to keep changing the teacher. Or if you're a busy working professional and you're only available at 9 p.m., an online class can still happen, whereas an in-person class may not be conducive. And to be very honest, the voice strain for the teacher is less. This is a point not many people actually consciously think about. But when you teach in person to a group of 5 or 6 students, actually you have to throw your voice more. It can damage your vocal cords. Online actually doesn't do that so much. But the flip side of it is we have to make our students understand how to throw their voice when they learn online. Because many times, since they are learning online, they may not sing in a full-throated way. So we have to make sure that they understand. And especially in our one-on-one model, we realize sometimes they miss, and talking about the cons here, sometimes they miss a peer interaction. So we have been trying to overcome that by doing some concerts where we have students log in from different locations and we live stream onto YouTube so that they can all hear their peers sing. We also have started doing some group workshops, again on a limited basis, because I still think that one-on-one is most effective. Again, with instrumental learning, even more adaptations are required, right from setting up the instrument, tuning, and our teachers have become quite smart at using apps, like there are tuner apps that are available. So we need to sit with the student, or in the case of a child, we need to sit with the parent, involve the parent. I find that when we involve the parent in Western music, there is a Suzuki method, where if the child learns Western violin, the first thing the teacher will do is to teach the parent to play. And we are trying to adapt some of those innovations to the extent feasible for Carnatic music. We find that when a parent sits in, even if the parent does not know any music, the learning outcomes are substantially better for the student. And I think I would just like to conclude my presentation on saying that the future is that online is here, learning is here to stay, whether we personally like it or not. And now we have to start thinking ahead, like what is the role of artificial intelligence in online music teaching? It's still early days, but we need to start thinking. My daughter was watching a very interesting Khan Academy video where the AI tool was being used to teach math. So can we start thinking about using AI to teach Carnatic music? These are questions. And I think I would like to finally say that as music teachers and musicians, if we are not ready to adapt, we may get left behind, because students have a choice, not only in terms of the teacher they approach, but they also even have a choice of the genre they want to learn. So if Carnatic music is a very tough nut to crack, then there may be a very, very small pool of students who are ready to put in that effort. But a large amount of people who may be generally interested in music may not be able to learn if it is made too difficult in terms of the methods or the accessibility. So we also have a responsibility in broad basing and making students of all locations and levels feel welcome to learn this beautiful art form. And therefore I feel online learning is a great enabler in that way. Thank you so much to Gayana Samaja for this opportunity.